what's up? You are with itu kata the Sip Show. Nama saya Igen. Cinta gelap. Atas sini. And today we are we kenapa saya tiba-tiba bercakap sini? Okay, today we are with a very important group of people. I can say they are game changers lah in the Sabah tattoo scene, Borneo, if I can say, kan? Malaysia kali. Tidak? Wow. Rusty Cake Tattoo. So, inilah diorang semua. Hello.
Hi.
Macam saya interview Blackpink gitu. Selebriti sial.
Betul.
Start dari sana, Pian.
Hai. Saya Pian gitu lah.
Gitulah kali.
So, saya Yen. Hi. Saya Rin. Sudah mic sudah. Saya Mira. Hi. Brenda.
Saya Yuyuk. Ya kan?
So, macam mana kamu boleh start ni? Ini all girl in apostrophe gitu. All girl tattoo parlor, tattoo shop, tattoo studio.
Bukan betul-betul all girls lah, but dominant lah.
Dominant lah.
Yeah.
Macam apa dia punya history behind this?
First saya sejalah Rusty Cake, but then memang saya plan decided to move like to a bigger space, and then I was thinking why not, panggil yang kawan-kawan saya yang rapat yang memang kami start sama-sama dari dulu kan, satu studio. Actually it was unplanned lah, yang semua perempuan, but I'm glad lah terjadi. I mean, macam mana? Cik tolong saya bagi.
Tolong dia.
Yang ditonton.
But I think it's like the first shop that is a lot of female artists in KK. Yeah.
What I know is yang yang macam bukan saja all girls, mostly all girls, but owned by a woman as well. Itu yang saya tahu, yang tidak pernah lah mungkin di KK. Mungkin lah. I didn't know yang.
But boys are still welcome to, guest
Oh,
work here,
There's no
to work here.
discrimination.
Yeah.
Actually, itu yang orang selalu salah sangka kan. Orang ingat kami macam fokus female saja kan, but no, actually there's no discrimination. Tiada beza perempuan sama lelaki. Cuma we happen to
have more female artists
Yes.
di sini.
Right.
Yeah.
Untuk kamu yang lain lah, what was the feeling when Rin started this? What was the it's this type of studio. Apa kau punya, what was it like?
Feeling
Yeah.
there. For me lah personally, when Rin first approached me and said like, Yen, kau saya mau buka studio ni, kau datang lah, kerja sama saya, sama-sama kita buat tattoo semua. The first thing was like, oh my god, saya actually can work together with my best friends kan. It's a good feeling, I've never worked with my fellow friends before. That's one. And then knowing that mostly us are girls that are tattooing here, it's for me not only happy, tapi I feel safe, I feel comfortable, I can be myself around these girls, and I think I can learn and work better like that in this environment gitu. So it's a good,
more comfortable for her.
yeah, more comfortable for me lah. Yeah, so yeah, shock lah.
Pian, coba kau cerita. Obviously you are different.
Actually saya apprentice ya sama
Okay.
si Rin lah. And then dia buka di studio, so opportunity saya untuk buat tattoo mungkin become real lah, because
Did you kau datang sini untuk jadi apprentice Rin, kau yang datang atau kau kena panggil?
Prin ambil saya jadi apprentice.
So you were handpicked. You could have picked anyone else, begitu.
Yeah.
But you picked him.
Yang kawan saya main bertimbak di game juga.
Yeah.
For me to find like apprentice kan, I must have like ada bond sama itu orang to teach someone. You have to know them. Bagi saya begitulah, yang dia bukan complete stranger. Yeah, can juga lah, boleh juga, but susah sikit. Tapi mungkin for different artists different, but for me saya mau orang yang saya kenal lah. Yeah.
Sama vibe.
Yes. And then some more he's into art as well. He's into tattoo, even though time tu dia belum ada tattoo, but
Yeah.
it's not wrong to learn. Yeah. Some more banyak.
It's
Dia-
a career for me lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's very
Opportunity
helpful.
lah.
Yeah. Because in tattooing kan, when you take apprentice, it's like a thread. So it's you will not have like any salary. There's no basic salary for you. So you earn from setting up for us. Sebelum kami buat tattoo, terus dia tolong set up, kasih bersih kedai. But in exchange, we will give you knowledge. Yang macam you masuk college kan, but for free. But you have to work for the college. So it's like that lah. So he is very extremely helpful to me also in a way. And then I want like a guy, lelaki, because in a cruel world like this kan, even though we want like semua perempuan kan, still we need like 1 or 2 men in the house, you know, to balance things out. Tapi macam kalau ada pencuri masuk, kami yang kuat je. Jadi tinggal sekarang. At first my plan is like that, ada lelaki, so just in case ada orang jahat kan, so he's gonna help. But then when I lama-lama kan, saya fikir macam kami
Macam
lagi
kuat je
kuat
badan
toh.
ni.
Just
Sama
kidding.
untuk mungkin ada klien lelaki juga, so dong tidak malu sama
Yeah.
perempuan juga dong.
Yeah,
Okay
so
juga
they
lah
be
buat
more
tattoo
comfortable.
gitu.
Yeah. If kami semua perempuan, you know, there's some guy memang akan
Rasa
rasa
malu.
malu sikit.
You think
Yeah.
untuk perempuan saja kan?
It
gitu.
works both ways.
Yeah.
Tapi saya rasa kalau saya mungkin saya yang Tapi saya rasa kalau saya kan mungkin kamu yang protect saya.
Orang dua kan mungkin kalau ada perompak betul kami jual lah, paling kuat Mira.
Udah Brenda.
Brenda manpower, tangan.
So okay, let's finalize this. Siapa yang paling kuat sini?
Mira.
Mira. Definitely Mira. I vote Mira.
I'm fast but not strong.
Wah, thanks lah guys. That's all I can say. That's true your perspective. I take it.
Let's ask Pian a very shallow and bodoh question.
Okay.
Kau ada kah kawan yang cakap, kenapa kau punya bos, and then kau punya workers, kau punya workmate, semua perempuan, kau tidak rasa macam, I don't know, inferior or something? Does that
Yeah.
happen in your head?
Tidak juga. Bagi saya normal. Kita
Can
hidup
you
juga-
explain to our misogynistic viewers?
Macam mana mau cakap apa? Macam biasalah sekarang juga workspace begitu, cuma lebih banyak perempuan saja, begitu saja. It's normal lah begitu. Nothing change lah.
It's stereotypical to say kalau ada banyak perempuan dalam satu tempat kerja mesti banyak drama.
Ya, tidak juga, okay juga.
Oh, wish. Okay.
Macam lelaki yang ada drama.
Yeah.
Kalau yang in a
I
world
agree.
full of more women kan, lelaki yang berdrama actually.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised if you hang out with us in a period of time kan, you'd be surprised about apa yang kami cerita. It's not about gossiping or whatever. Sometimes it's just over food, drama Korea, yeah.
Gambling.
Yeah, at times.
Ate, kau punya suara boleh masuk dalam itu mic. So anything kau mau menyuarakan, kau
Yeah,
agree kah
yeah,
tidak agree,
please.
sila.
Yeah.
Ada benda kamu cakap? Kamu start because kamu memang start tattooing as a career from day one atau you guys did something else? Can someone start first to brief history lesson gitu?
Yang dari pertama kan nih.
Yeah, day one.
Dari awal mula.
So actually kan time after SPM, I really don't know what to do. Like I was so clueless. So I applied for UiTM. I think macam expired the next day. So I cepat-cepat like apply. I think the first thing I did was put like landscape architecture. And then
Really?
after that, I kasih hantaman ni like accountancy, nursing, and all this stuff. Because I really don't know what to do. So when I got landscape architecture, I thought pasal tumbuh-tumbuhan sejak ba. And then suddenly when we did our first assignment, ada drawing. So from there, I actually like I like to draw lah. So whenever I have free time, like out of my assignments, I will do like fine art sendiri lah. So I've been after diploma, I decided not to do a degree for landscape architecture. So I decided to study art. I went to Berlin to cari like a college, but it was too expensive. And then after that, apa tu? Jap, saya fikir dulu. And then after that,
Minum.
and then I mostly self-taught lah. I learned from YouTube. I learned from get inspiration from other artists from Instagram. I didn't have much art friends actually.
And this is tattooing?
No, this is just art at
Oh, okay.
first. And then I think I don't know who said about tattooing. Someone like my family, and then it stuck in my head.
Someone from your
Yeah,
family?
I think my cousin or something like
Oh.
that, saying like, Mira, why not they try tattooing?
Bukan like parents or uncles and
No,
aunties.
that'd
ah?
be so
My
cool.
dad was actually quite sad that I left landscape architecture, but I had to talk to him and say like, you gotta trust me that this is gonna work, because because in my family this type of lane is not the type of lane that parents really want to see. But my mom was very supportive because she's an artist herself. And then I think because of I think Brenda, I was into tattooing already kan, so I asked Brenda what tattoo stuff to get. Kau ingat gak tuh di Jackknife? Okay, so she is the one who told me, and then after that we got the apprenticeship at Crossbones first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then from Crossbones, and then I went
Wait,
to
where is Crossbones?
at Plaza 333 dulu.
Okay.
Yeah, then after that, yeah, it just got stuck in my head lah. So I really wanted it lah, and then do apprenticeship and all. Now I'm here lah.
And until today, you never wished that you did anything else?
Yeah, I couldn't think about anything else after that.
Cool.
Yeah, so I really had to make sure that I make it work and push myself hard in this industry.
Brenda? Exam ni, kami ambil markah.
Pasal apa?
You guys were in the, apa yang kita cerita tadi?
Oh, is
In
it?
the same band, right?
Yes, we were.
Itulah yang kau
So-
do before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So at that time, was tattooing part of this
I think
journey?
was apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. No, itu the end sudah.
The
tu.
end sudah. I think we
Almost lah.
wasn't even in tattooing
But
yet that
we are
time.
already like having tattoos and all before becoming one.
Yeah, we had
So
tattoos.
memang we are into tattooing actually, but we didn't have the courage to start back then because it was mostly male and itu sarut bahasa.
Minum. Sip juga ni nama dia.
Kami macam minat tapi tidak berani mau try because
Because of you kan?
yeah, and then sebab apa sebut saya lupa lah itu. I mean takut macam tidak kena setuju lah macam begitu kan because it was
By the community begitu, yang
I think
Male
overall.
dominated?
Yeah, because the stereotype is like if you last time lah dulu lah.
Laki
Yeah.
yang buat
If
kan.
perempuan mau buat tattoo mau cool saja, something like that. It was lame punya excuse lah, but I it affect me. I think last time, and then saya masih budakan, masih belasan tahun teenager, so you listen, so you don't try. But in music as well pun ada juga macam begitu juga.
Same thing lah,
Yeah, the same
yeah.
thing happened lah. But Brenda, me and Yen, and then Pin. So we played in a band before we start tattooing.
How long ago was this?
Feel so old.
2014, I think.
Is it?
2014.
Yeah, because kau punya rupa.
Oh, shit.
Because kau punya rupa pun saya lupa sudah. Like,
I think that
Yalah.
was 2014 lah.
saya ingat T-shirt Afraid saya time tu.
Oh yeah.
T-shirt. So itulah.
So
It was a very great experience lah. But we stopped also because we insecure of what other people say.
Miss Gibbs?
Yeah.
yes, the band.
So yeah, itulah. We
we were almost there, man. Tapi
but masih belum matang balik itu kan at that time. Yeah.
Kamu perform di beach tuh, kamu cakap belum matang.
iya kah? May you remember lagi tuh? I was like, that was like our first
Oh, there was
First big show lah.
The first proper show lah.
Proper
We-
show.
You guys remember? Boleh cerita sikit?
Yeah, it was our first proper show. It was
We weren't
at Tanjung Aru
perfect.
Beach.
We are, like,
Yeah, it was a
super
huge
nervous and-
stage, and we only do cover songs. We don't
Yeah.
have our own songs yet.
Who do you cover?
I think we covered Anti-Flag, Frank Turner ada kah? Frank Turner's, all like punk rock kind of music lah.
Yang satu
Yeah.
I forgot.
I forgot apa semua lagu kita tu, but it was cover songs lah, just few songs. It was our
Kalau-
first time yang kau tahu dia ada crowd, it was like proper nice stage apa semua. It was
Kalau mau
it
cek
was
pasal lagu saya tengok si Ahmad.
Yeah.
ini lagu betul ke ni Mat? Betul.
Verified.
But a lot
That's
of
nice.
good things happen lah during that time. It's just itu saja part yang we are not strong enough to handle. The part where some people hate you. I don't
The
know
constant
why,
judgment that
but
we
yeah,
receive lah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think, and most of them are negatives lah.
And then
Negative
at
comments.
that age, we are very sensitive.
Yes,
Yeah, and then
so-
we actually like listen to what they say and then feel insecure and all. So we decided to stop and rest. Yeah. I think the last time we played is on her wedding.
Yeah, it was my
Oh,
wedding.
tak wedding.
Yeah.
Not like paid gigs. But, I mean, I did feed them lah, my wedding kan. But but yeah, it was more like a get together thing lah kan.
Yeah.
Last, it was my wedding.
I-
I think
I-
last proper show was Vans. Was it?
But different lineup. If like the original lineup, the last show is Rock the World, KL.
Is it? Wah, nya lama
Rock
sudah.
the world.
Yeah, we played
Shit.
apa punya stage? Rock stage kah? Apa yang second stage that
I forgot.
there's three
Tak
stages.
peduli lah, Rock the World.
But
Sial.
it's Rock
Yeah,
the
it's
World lah.
Rock the
Yeah.
World. You don't care
It was
which stage,
amazing,
yeah.
amazing. Rock the World was wow. Shock.
Saya mau tanya, did the same insecurity, the same fear came to you guys when you started this studio?
I think yes. At first lah.
yeah.
But I mean, insecurities kan, as you grow older, it became, how to say I mean, you still feel insecure, but in some ways you know how to handle it already. You know, you instead of like last time we listen to what other people say, now we macam mindful sudah of our own opportunities or whatever, you know.
As you know what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Some ways, in other words, getting a bit matured already. So
Turkis begitu.
Si sampas ko sa nabihan ko siya satu. Tapi ya.
something begitulah.
Selaju calls.
Yeah. Of course lah. Of course there are insecurities. Of course we feel yang we notice juga ada negative vibes from people or whatever begitu semua, but yeah.
But actually at the end of the day we shouldn't like
Yeah.
really care what people say. Oh macam ni.
Dia datang raptai.
I think at the end of the day we shouldn't care what people say, because when we always care kan, we can never grow. So with me as I age kan, can curse kah here? Cannot.
Please do.
Please
Yeah.
do. Wow.
As older you get kan, the older you get, you don't give a fuck lah really.
Betul,
Yeah.
betul.
For me also, I'm still insecure in ways, in sometimes my designs also or what, but you just have to give your best lah every time you
True.
produce your work, because
True.
if you give your best, whatever comes out after that, you won't care anymore. Yeah, good
True.
or bad. Yeah, this industry is tough lah, but it makes you tough also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be tough.
During Miss Gibbs punya time, your numbers kecil. And then in this studio, you have new friends, new family members. Does that help in boosting your confidence?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is actually.
Habis
That's
Yes.
like the main
Don't give
point. Yeah.
To be among these talented, beautiful ladies kan definitely helps. Definitely helps. Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful men as well.
Okay,
That's a
let's talk about the
compliment.
men. Okay. You.
Itulah saya rasa macam best bila bekerja sama kawan kau yang kau kenal sudah, sebab
Berapa lama seorang orang?
more than 10 years gitu.
Oh.
Masa high school lagi kami kenal.
Kau bikin tattoo?
Tidak.
How are you involved in the scene?
Saya kena message oleh Rin, macam dia offer lah, dia mau suruh manage ni kedai begitu, tolong beli barang-barang. Macam
Okay, rewind lagi. Macam mana Rin kau boleh kenal kau?
Rin, kami lama kalau kenal dari dulu. Saya selalu pergi rumah dorang,
Okay.
hangout begitu. Masa tu dorang masih tinggal di Likas gitu. Cukup
And
kah sudah? Oh,
what was the mutual bond yang kamu ada?
Iya bukan.
saya selalu hangout di sana, rumah dorang.
And what do you do when you hang out?
I mean mine.
Main. Tengoklah dulu masa tu masih Facebook
Gamer.
lagi kan.
You're a gamer.
Facebook lagi tu time, jadi kami guna laptop dorang yang
Farmville.
macam yang begitulah. Ni Nainang dia punya ni, yang paling kaya kalau di Farmville.
Okay, so there's a connection with social media lah sini. Right.
So ya lepas tu saya lama juga tidak lah, sebab saya pernah bekerja di kedai phone begitu. Macam-macam bah, kedai baju, kedai urut. Tapi itu part time je lah, sebab apa? Masa tu kan after tu GST batu, terus
Right.
saya punya bos terpaksa tutup kedai, jadi saya tidak choice, jadi saya terpaksa ikut kawan saya pergi part time. So kawan saya ni dia senang bah mau cari duit, jadi saya ikut dia lah begitu, pergi try lah mengurut, sebab dia pun guide juga. Dia bilang,
So kau pandai mengurut.
tidak macam lama saya setiap mengurut orang.
So kau kerja di kedai tempat urut as if you don't mind me asking. Are you okay with this? Apa kau buat di sana?
Mengurut kaki.
Okay.
Ya bukan yang urut batin, apa segala, tidak gitu.
But do people ask you to do that?
So far tidak lagi lah. Mungkin saya rasa sebelum cantik.
Mungkin sebab kau lelaki.
Ya,
Is it
saya
because
rasa
kau
macam
lelaki?
tu lah, sebab saya pernah juga pergi yang kedai urut yang macam tu punya.
Okay. How do you feel kalau ini barang jadi, because you are exposed to these kind of things kan? Mungkin ada kawan-kawan kau yang kerja di sana juga yang perempuan. Do they get asked to do sexual favors?
So far macam tidak.
Really?
Ya, tidak.
Huh.
Sebab
Surprise lah
itu kan macam mana?
Yeah,
Itu orang yang
I'm legitly
bah.
surprised.
Itu orang yang offer, yang tukang urut yang offer begitu.
Oh.
Macam tu, sebab kalau yang tukang urut yang kana urut tu, dia tidak berani, saya rasa lah. Sebab mungkin kita di Sabah kali.
Ya, sebab yang saya pun pernah, saya punya kolege dekat Tawau, dorang yang
Macam tu.
Mungkin sudah dari China terus dia pun yang kena suruh.
Dirang upselling lah ni. Dorang mau
Ya,
bikin
macam
sales lah.
Kalau
Orang pikir yang kalau orang nampak siapa yang datang, oh ini demo ni, orang semua assume ni barang. Jadi dia
Alamak, ini muka minta lancap ni.
ya begitu. Macam gitulah. Dia macam mana? Kalau di sini kami minta 50, dia bilang begitu. Terus aku faham lah apa yang dia mau tu kan begitu.
I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
In the tattoo business, do you get men like this?
Whew.
Kalau cuma buat tattoo di sana, berapalah?
Begini.
Do you get
kalau
harassed like
dorang
that?
bisa cerita.
Ada cerita.
Begini ni kalau dorang. Because I think it's well known that we are like female dominant shop kan. So there's like few guys I think yang message, but what they don't know is the one who handle the WhatsApp inquiries is him, lelaki. So dorang mau gete pun kan, it's him. So they're like mau minta tattoo sana lah. Itu yang the
Oh,
most
yeah.
typical is
Oh my
yes.
god.
Just be blunt.
Yes.
Sana tu di mana?
Di anu dia lah.
Penis.
Yeah,
Yes.
on the
Okay.
penis lah. They want.
Yeah.
But we know that
Weird lah.
kita punya mentality sini kan belum sampai sana.
Yeah.
I know in tattooing you should be very open, but I know that
Yes.
yang they don't want to, especially when you, bila kamu yang zero tattoo and then suddenly you want it there. So it's not about the art anymore. It's your kink yang kami tidak mau layan lah. So
Yeah.
ya itu sajalah saya warning siapa-siapa yang tengok ni kan.
Yeah.
If you
Tough
ever
spot.
think yeah, it feels like mati tu macam mau meninggal.
Kalau mau buat sana.
don't-
But
yeah.
just recently I went to a wedding bar. So I was sitting with my in-laws and my friends. We were all girls that time in the table because our husband and boyfriend all go minum randomly, sudahlah di mana-mana. And then this one uncle who sat just the table behind me come to me and said to me, randomly out of the blue, he sat next to me and then he said, kalau anak saya ada tattoo, saya gantung diri saya, dia bilang. And then I was like, oh okay, because I was expecting that already kan, okay. And then dia cakap, tapi kalau saya mau minta buat tattoo di sana, boleh ke itu? Dia bilang ah.
The uncle
Ya,
mindset.
uncle lah. Uncle yang, ya Allah, saya bilang, iya. Ya. Iya. Iya, bah, macam bawa tanah sudah,
bawa
bah.
tanah, okay.
Iya.
Kubur panggil
And then
mari.
my in-law next to me kan, she has tattoo as well, but then she was covered lah. She tidak show kan. And then he asked her lah, kau ada tattoo kah? Dia bilang. Terus ada bah uncle, tapi tidak nampak, dia bilang. Sebab what she meant is because she's wearing covered clothes lah kan. And then he was like, oh di tempat sulit-sulit tu kan kau ada. I mean like, punya bodoh ni uncle saya rasa. Like the first thing he came to me and said was, kalau anak saya ada tattoo, saya bunuh diri. But at the same time, it was kind of like his fetish
Kalau sudah bapak
also.
macam kau, saya bunuh diri.
Yeah. But at the same time, it seems like it was his fetish juga, girls with tattoos. You know, women in tattoos in general, begitu. He wants that fantasy, but he don't want it on his own daughter.
Imagine kalau anak dia ada tattoo.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
It's so weird, man.
Dia tahu betul-betul tak ada bunuh diri.
Nggak tahu lah. Yeah. And this is not even clients. Can you imagine clients yang actually inquire you about these things? It's even more fucked up lah for me. And we're trying to be professional and somehow we are the outlet of their kinkness or their fetish or
Yeah,
whatever.
because some people tend to, sexualize the
Yes.
idea of tattoo.
Of women.
Tadi of course me and Yen, we were talking about some of the challenges of them voicing out the needs for a female friendly tattoo studio. So kita cerita pasal tu balik boleh? Because there is some kind of a misconception, misunderstanding, segala miss lah. Diorang pun misgive. And ada certain male tattoo artist mungkin ada malpractice sikit, mungkin they forgot they are professionals, mungkin dirang lupa yang they are representing the male artists of the scene, and they do shit like yang tidak patut lah sexually, and this is pointed out by the female tattoo artist, and in result most of the male tattoo artists terasa kau telah artis ni kan sensitif, so ada clash lah sikit, but we know for a fact yalah artis kalau kau buat kerja kau dan kau buat kerja kau lah. Kalau kau tidak klien dia datang, mungkin sebab desain kau buruk, mungkin sebab kau punya kerja tidak bagus. Kalau bilang kau punya kerja bagus, memang klien datang. Jangan mau blame other artists for your sales yang jatuh, gitu kata. Saya tidak nampak this conversation going to this. They are opening up floodgates of sexual harassment, because dulu perempuan cari tattoo artist kononnya lah kena harass by tattoo artist. Ini yang tidak bertanggungjawab ialah yang sit punya tattoo artist lah. But not everyone. I have a lot of family members yang tattoo artist juga, so respects to them lah. Now diorang yang 4 orang ni opening up to the public, and siapa saja boleh contact diorang, and I don't know booking, I mean connecting with them lah, and shit man punya.
I mean, why we say all that kan? It's not because we want more sales, like.
No.
Mungkin some people think of it that way, like why you should do the tattoo to female, not male. No, it's not as simple as that. So it's not what we meant, but a lot of people, I think, like salah sangka lah with that information. It makes, to be honest, buat saya rasa insecure juga, because to speak these things out, because baru cakap sikit and then banyak orang terasa, and then banyak orang cakap yang macam apa tuh patah tuh macam satu nila setitik
Setitik nila.
Semua orang dibelanja.
Macam something like that lah. So it's, but I know like a lot of artists yang very professional, male and very professional, yang tidak buat salah begitu kan. I want to point out, because like last time kan we were interviewed, the person specifically asked me like why most of the female go to you. So it's because, but I tell the truth lah, and some female like they share stories, experience, like real experience with male, not okay, again, not everyone, I mean with this specific male tattoo artist, and then the experience macam itulah
Sexual harassment and all that.
and then that's why they choose the female, because they are more comfortable, and it's their choice, it's not our choice.
Yes.
We want to make a safe space for everyone, like boys, lalaki ka, perempuan ka, no discrimination. We are against sexual harassment, sexual abuse in all form.
Yes.
Apa-apa pun memang kami tidak support sini. Yeah. Bukan mau panggil like, okay, the whole KK come tattoo here. No. It's actually
comfortable for woman lah. Kadang-kadang dong pati cover macam yang baru beranak kan, ada yang scar begitu, private area kan. So udah mau cover, so ada buka sikit lah, nanti jual buka habis lah. So udah mau selesa bah. So senang jual lah dorang buat tattoo, artis pun senang jual lah.
Wait.
Bukan semua
Orang bikin tattoo lepas beranak
Tidak lah.
No lah.
to cover the scars.
no, the cesarean
scars or like
Scar begitu.
ada certain orang mau buat begitu kan.
to cover
Yeah.
scars.
So I mean, of course, the woman will feel more comfortable getting it from a female tattoo
because
artist lah.
not everyone, no matter how open-minded you are, not everyone can be as open-minded as macam apa orang fikir ba yang
Yes.
can do with
There's
male,
some boundaries
can do,
also,
ada
kan?
orang yang selesa sama perempuan. We
True.
cannot lie lah that part that part that part
Yeah.
memang betul lah.
Dorang
Betul.
lebih selesa bercakap sama perempuan kalau mau cover dong punya bagian part situ.
Dorang
Dorang
tempat
akan expose
that
juga tuh
they're
dia punya
insecure.
stretch mark begitu kan.
I mean, in general, you feel more comfortable if other woman yang touches you rather than men's lah. Yeah, of course, gitulah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always feel like, I always think that the birth scar is something that a person is proud of. Mungkin this is just me being a dumbass guy. I now I see that sometimes it's traumatic.
Yes.
It's maybe for some it's shameful.
Yes. Yes.
It's not just birth scar. Actually, ada yang dari accident
Yeah.
or the birthmark. I mean, I want everyone to embrace the birthmark they had. But if you have a chance, if they are insecure about it, and we have the opportunity to enhance the birthmark, kan, why not lah?
Yeah.
Pelik ah. The dynamics in tattooing is very.
It's different from your point of view, is it? You never see
I mean,
this point of
each
view
person
before.
has something.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you guys get emotionally attached to a client?
I get sometimes with like
Yang feel nangis-nangis pun.
We
yes.
cried sometimes,
Yes.
like they
Yeah.
tell story, especially yang their
Abuse.
spouse pass away or abuse, or the
Yeah.
parents pass away, and then you actually tattoo like something that reminds them of the
Yes.
parents or the spouse, kan?
Yes.
Where you will cry.
Yeah.
Definitely you will cry.
We're part-time therapists also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a therapy session also.
juga.
Kami ada package. Kalau kamu mau kami feel kamu punya masalah, it's this. Kalau kamu don't give a shit, it's
Good
this.
idea.
Ya. Kamu mau kami layan kau punya perasaan kah? Tidak.
You want emotional supports?
Kan?
Take this package. But yeah.
Okay, I'm a crier.
Okay.
So kalau saya punya muka start macam ni, so jangan layan je lah.
Okay. It's okay.
Artis kan sensitif. Amat keras.
Amat keras.
Amat keras.
Okay.
Tapi saya tahu bila dia mau nangis.
Okay.
Ada cerita. Shit. Stop.
Minum.
Break dulu.
Kita take 5 jap.
Saya tidak nervous saya suka
Shoot satu video pendek. Kamu explain bincang.
Okay, boleh.
Supaya dia jangan
Boleh.
bunuh saya.
Sorry kami lambat tadi.
Hello, welcome back. Kalau kamu pergi Rusty Cakes at time-time begini, pukul 6, bawa kamera because the sunset is freaking awesome. And sebenarnya saya lupa apa mau tanya, so I'm stalling. Apa? Tadi kau solat.
Tadi pasal buku seminar.
Oh, yeah.
Hah?
Yeah, sure.
Buku.
Apa nih? Buku apa nih?
Tuh buku murut.
Playboy.
Oh,
Buku Playboy.
are you documenting designs?
No. It's like I'm studying the designs. One of the tribes here in Sabah, which is Murut.
Okay.
Yeah, but also I study like rumus. There's a little bit about dusun also, but I like to infuse with like Sarawak patterns also. Yeah.
There's a how you say sensitivity when it comes to design. Terus kalau kau time-time untuk ngadau yang dia tidak pakai dia punya baju ngam, ini bukan dari papar.
Yeah.
Do you have that in motifs? Like when you campur like I don't know.
For me,
Iban with-
like that's why I read the books. That's why I read about the patterns and I see what is safe to use, what can change to make it like more my style. But also at the same time I respect the patterns that were made from our like ancestors and stuff like that lah. But I think also it's quite important for me to, like, I know like other people has revived this also through like the gelang, the brass making and all, and tattoos also got, but my take on it is a bit different, I think, and I want to produce something that is contemporary also, and I want to showcase that tribal can go a lot of ways in a way how I design for people and all, yeah, which is cool lah, yeah.
When you have people from outside of Sabah, let's say lah, keluar Sabah lah, maybe someone from KL or London, terus tiba-tiba dia mau this tribal design yang Dusunik punya ancient design. How do you approach this? Kalau tu barang tidak boleh lah dia pakai, adakah?
Tidak juga lah. I will like produce like if they just say like, oh, like tribal, I want tribal, okay, and then I ask them to screenshot some of my works so I can get like an idea how to approach it. But I always try to make it a bit different from how I always do it, because I get bored easily with like if I use it every time or what, because I want to give something different to each of my clients. Yeah, I have like clients from KL and also in Europe like that. They want something to remember their trip in Sabah, or they live somewhere else already and they want like to pay like a homage to where they came from, the part of like Borneo also. So I feel very nice when after I tattoo them, they really feel like bangga lah, like wow, I have a part of me like where I came from and all like that, to bring back where they're staying now lah, which is like wherever they are at lah. Yeah.
Alright. But you did say you keep it contemporary. So I guess that doesn't really.
But sometimes I do like originally from the book also. I have to see like what type of client I get and how I'm gonna ensemble it, because they are kadang-kadang dorang specific with what they want, like, oh, I want like strength and like this. But it's very hard for me to navigate also like to do exactly the meaning, because the patterns that yang in a Murut book like that sometimes don't have the specific meaning. So what I have to do is like, I'll just use the word inspired, yeah, to not macam, how to say
to
like
claim that this,
yeah,
this is
to claim
that.
that is my design. Yeah, I always say inspired Bornean design, or inspired Murut, inspired Rungos, or inspired Sarawak design. Yeah, just to show some respect lah, like, yeah, what I do in this tattoo punya thing.
Okay lah, we go to a different type of culture. So when you guys do macam Japanese tattoos or Polynesian, are they do's and don'ts?
Okay, if Polynesian, I don't do, because I know there is meaning to certain patterns and I don't study it, so I don't know.
Okay.
So I always, if they ask for Polynesian, like last time lah when I work in Orangutan, I will always push that to like the other artists, because I don't know like certain patterns. So usually like kadang-kadang also got like clients where they want Polynesian, I will push them to go for Borneo also, which they are okay juga, because I know more about that than like other, because I rasa like I'm from here kan, why not study like from my island which is much more
True.
nice and also educating also to like other people. Yeah, it's like for the future generation also lah, cause sometimes I ada juga cakap with other people where if they think about tribal, it's like, oh, it's just like this, but with me, when I do my tribal, I try to get inspiration not only from here but like outside also, and how am I gonna make it into like a Borneo style of concept, you know what I mean?
Halfway tidak.
Okay, for example, like I get inspired by American traditional, let's say. I like
Okay.
the concept of susunan. But then I say, okay, how am I going to approach this? Like my own style and like Borneo style. It's like that,
Oh.
yeah. So I have this thing in my head, sometimes this concept that I want to put out, yeah, and try something new also.
Okay.
Mm.
Can we go somewhere else? Ini untuk everyone lah. What was like the weirdest tattoo design yang orang minta bikin? The weirdest.
I don't remember.
Weirdest.
Atau yang ini pun boleh kah bikin tattoo? Ada kah?
Usually something small lah, like too small. I will always ask them to go a bit bigger.
Oh, I got. Ui. So this woman, she came in and she want like this funny looking scribble, like and she said it means something lah to her. And then I asked her, so okay, where do you want to put it? And then she said here. And then she got no other tattoos, so actually I wouldn't recommend someone to do somewhere very exposed like this area or on your face if you have no other tattoos. Yeah, so better start like tapok sikit or like on the hand ka, but it's at the end of the day it's their choice. So
But sometimes we throw out macam our own opinions. lah,
yeah,
let them
we
think.
will. Yeah, we will. But then she went and tell me the story about it. So it's like a very funny looking scribble, like no meaning at all, at least for me, because it looks like a scribble. Then she went in and tell me that it's actually the last scribble her husband did on her hand before the husband passed away. It's I think I love you in Chinese.
Oh.
Yeah, so before the husband died, he wanted a pen. So like in the hospital, and then he wanted a pen, and then he went like draw something on her hand because he couldn't speak anymore. And then after okay, that one I cried. Honestly, I cried. So after like the husband drew it, and then he passed away, and then she want it to stay forever on the hand, on the same specific place. So I did it. Yeah. So that's the story. Also like, yeah. So whenever like someone asks you to do something, even though it looks ridiculous, so you have to know more about it. Yeah, I will ask more why. Why do you want this?
There's like
Yeah.
a reason.
Yeah, there must be a reason behind. Yeah. So there is an exception. Yeah, it was very very sad and upsetting. I was tattooing and almost cried, like begelinang batu air mata. Yeah, when I do the tattoo. Yeah, it was sad. But I wouldn't do it if someone like,
if there's no deep meaning.
yeah, there's no
behind
deep
it,
meaning
yeah.
behind it, and then he want like, I want he without any other tattoo on the body. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yan?
No, I don't think nothing weird because I do American traditional, so it in general it is kind of a weird tattoo. Yeah, the design's a bit weird.
Generally weird.
Generally, but no, nothing too specific, nothing too weird for me. Yeah, so far. Yeah, no, not for me. I don't know, Brenda. Weird.
Ada tuh tapi dia mau cakap.
Toh?
Yeah.
I was remember.
Yeah.
Oldest client yang kamu pernah dapat? Like the oldest.
Oh shit, yeah, mine is like 70s, in her 70s.
Siapa yang kamu tattoo ni auntie? Saya punya boyfriend banyak.
No. Oh, the
What?
auntie that I did, she did a Lucky Clover for Clover kah? For like, you know, but she's an auntie, like auntie with grandkids.
Like grand.
Yes,
grandmother.
and I also have this one European customer. She's European. She tattooed like lots of names on her hands. So she asked me to tattoo one name here, and I asked her, "What's with all these names?" These are all the names of my grandchildren. Yeah. So the newborn, she came here and said, "I just had a newborn. I want her name tattooed here." So I did back when I was still in the 20s.
Penuh lah.
Yeah, there's like a lot of tattoos, and also not only for her grandkids, but her friends who have passed. Yeah, so she like more like a memorial on her hands and all. She has a few tattoos as well. But she's
Imagine kalau
old.
dia jalan-jalan kan, dia jumpa kawan dia kan yang nama kau panjang lah. Terus dia mencari ni. Oh,
Buat band
sini
terus.
muat nih. Sudah kena plan.
Yeah.
Cover-ups for exes?
Oh,
Banyak.
a lot.
Names.
Names, yeah, a
Usually
lot.
names. That's
Apa
why.
lah yang kamu biasa bikin? Just pangkas gitu?
No lah,
No.
we
I would love to do that
Yeah, I
though,
would
but
love-
so
yeah,
far
yeah,
nobody
yeah.
asked me to do that.
we have to think of something else lah. Yeah. So whenever someone wants to do like the name of their even husband or wife, kan, I wouldn't recommend it because it's like a curse, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a curse. Whenever you do your
Oh my God.
lover's name on your skin, you definitely will break.
I had a customer.
No,
I had a customer. She did a tattoo of a boyfriend here
okay.
on the chest, and I also the same person who covered the tattoo few months after. Yeah.
Bolehkah kau cari
She came back
boyfriend
to
yang
me.
sama nama dia? Supaya kau tiap datang sini.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
ya.
weird.
Ini funny stories about tattoos yang seumpama itu. Adakah?
Funny stories.
I do a lot of tattoos. I forgot already.
Like in what funny way?
I don't know.
Why would
Funny haha atau morbidly funny?
Yang macam dia kalah bed tu.
Oh yeah.
Dia macam
That
ganas
one.
takut kau buat tattoo dia cute for his
Oh.
first tattoo tu pak.
Yeah, Sorin passed me this one customer. It was like totally not my but not myself. But I'm always happy to tattoo people outside of my style, but so I think I asked him. I said, "Oh, why you want this design? It's like a panda,
very cute one.
but he's like quite a big guy,
Very tough
tall,
looking.
yeah." And then he said, "Oh, because I lost a bet, so I'm getting this tattoo, and my friend's gonna pay for it." I think the friend yang paid for it. And then I was like, "Oh, but okay lah, kita buat saja lah."
Cute panda for the first
Like this kecil.
Yeah.
I think like this.
He doesn't
Si bag dia
even want
besar.
it.
He doesn't even want it.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay lah.
bet wah.
And it was his first tattoo.
Yeah.
His first tattoo. So I said, if you don't really like the tattoo, then we put it in the inner arm lah. So macam ada tapuk sedikit. Yeah. Okay lah
Be
juga.
careful with bets.
Next thing you know ada banyak nih panda dia.
Yeah.
Kalau banyak kali Joko kalah nih.
It's a cute story, ba?
Yeah. Innocent story.
Yeah.
Time check.
Tattoo yang dulu bang.
19? 109? Okay. Okay, we go to general topics lah, yang senang sikit. As an artist, as a creative, as a Sabahan creative, apa yang kamu gerigitan pasal Sabah?
Mira, you want to go first?
What-
I know you
what
have a
is-
lot, but
What is your love hate towards Sabah?
love hate.
You
Not
mean about the art scene kah?
arts, you know what? In general.
In general, apa saja?
Jalan raya kah?
Woi, Jalan Raya Buru.
Jalan raya, banjir.
As
Masalah
a
air.
creative.
As a creative, I think like here, people are more accepting to tattoos now lah. But sometimes like ideas wise, dorang a bit like kadang-kadang takut to have that. You know, okay, for example like mine, I like to tattoo women yang topless and then wearing sarong. I'm thankful I have like a handful of people who had those tattoos with me, but some people but I don't hate, but it's like I think belum lagi macam berani ada something nude on their, like a figure that is nude or something like that. And then I think also apa? Kalau kau Rin?
Jalan raya sudah dibilang tadi. Sudah pasti jawab.
Art scene
In general,
in general.
macam dalam exam mau jawab.
Ya, macam dalam exam jawab 10 markah nih.
Macam
Bagi Pian kejap.
keseluruhan bah.
Macam banyak nih.
Pakai berapa puas hati
In creative view.
Kalau kreatif,
seluruh Sabah. Iya.
seluruh Sabah.
Kalau you as a creative, someone yang dalam ini industri melukis apa semua tu kan, apa yang bikin kau gerigitan with the state of Sabah? Apa yang kau rasa ini tempat can do better? Yang sekarang ni untuk kau dia tidak best.
Oh, ada satu. I mean the lack of macam dorang kurang buat research like in tattooing lah. So a lot of not a lot, but I have a
Tattoo
fair
users
amount.
atau tattoo artist?
In tattoo lah, in
In
this
general lah, semua orang lah.
yeah, in
Okay.
general lah, a lot of like a fair amount of people came and wanted to cover up, and then the tattoo that they did is actually from a salon, like a salon or like at home, but mostly like baru-baru ni kan it's salon. So there's this thing called like semi-permanent tattoo lah, semi-permanent tattoo, but it doesn't disappear within 3 years time, which they say it will disappear within 2.5 years, but it wouldn't disappear because of the way the technique that they do, the way they put in the tattoo is wrong for
But I
me.
think also sometimes they see like, oh, this is cheap.
Yeah, and some more
I would
it's
rather
cheap.
go
It's less
somewhere
than
that is
100.
cheap,
Yeah.
But then you never know like the place is hygienic or they know how to really do it. So yeah, that one also yang. That's the reason why our price is like this, because we want to produce quality tattoos and safe tattooing for people. Yeah.
I thought people sudah start paham ni barang.
Tidak juga.
100 punya harimau begini,
No, I mean,
RM30
they
punya harimau
know.
begini.
They know about tattoo, but just tattoo alone. I mean, they don't do research like tattoo is not just a tattoo. It's not something that you can get anywhere. Pergi macam
mean like salon
Yeah, pergi salon and no, I don't want to
Kejap, when you say salon, this is like
beautician.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to tutup the periuk lah, but then this thing kan it's very dangerous. We are working with blood, so cross contamination punya risk is very high. And I don't think they learn about that because the kursus that they went to for like what 3 days, 1 month, it's not enough. We've been tattooing for like almost 9 years. Yeah, we're still learning, and then they thought it's enough, and then they thought it's okay to tattoo people because the ink that they buy is semi-permanent, but they actually scarred the person. Once you scar the person because you put in the needle too deep, there's no turning back. You have the scar forever. Yeah. So the semi-permanent ink doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah.
You will end up with a scar. Yeah. So
Saya ada
the
satu-
awareness is the lack of awareness. They don't do enough research. That's what bugs me the most because I'm gonna be the one who covered it up. Yeah. So
I had view
yeah,
also.
I hope like people more
Do the research.
even though it's expensive or it's cheap ka apa ka, figure that this will be on your skin, probably forever. Yeah. So sayang lah your skin. Don't do that. Yeah. Sayang also your health, your kesehatan, because you could get
You don't wanna
what
fuck up with,
hepatitis,
like-
HIV. You don't
Yeah.
want to. You don't want that. It's tattooing is blood. Even the kening and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even
I
this
think
one.
infections lah. That
Even
is
the
like,
eyeliner punya tattoo. So I want people like to do more research lah. Yeah, about
Go to a
this.
proper
Yeah,
one.
go to the proper one. Yeah.
Have you fixed eyebrows yang terlampau tinggi?
Dude, I saw that viral recently. Here, mah. Eyebrows not yet.
Aduh.
Dia marah pun macam lucu.
Alah, macam cantik tu.
Ya, kasihan no.
Setiap berani buat kening.
Ya.
kasih bagus kening
Kau akan dibunuh teh. Mungkin dia tidak akan sampai di sana akan nanti di podcast kayaknya. So this one auntie, saya sambung lah cerita kan.
Okay.
Saya akan detailkan dia. So he went to another relative yang saja buat tattoo pakai sendiri punya, bikin pucuk-pucuk gitu kan. So dia start pakai the Tamiya machine.
Oh ya ya.
Okay.
Yang pakai Tamiya, pakai
Dynamo
pen,
dia.
cuma kan.
Aha.
So ini auntie bilang, saya mau bikin sepi aku daun, dia bilang.
Astaga, no.
Terus ini relatif nih, dia lukis lah. He's a good artist. He's quite good. So dia buat lah. Turun sudah ni. Saya mau nampak muda, bilang. Kalau muda mesti atas, dia bilang.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the atas is like too much lah.
Okay.
Sampai sekarang.
Apa auntie? Selalu takajut sila muka dia tu kan.
She's always interested in your stories.
Iya jahat.
Iya.
Kasihan juga oh.
Hi. Good night. Oh,
I mean, in time does it blend with her looks?
no.
Oh, aduh, kasihan mo kan.
Yeah, it's one
Kesian, no?
is kesian, but she has this very funny attitude.
Okay.
Yang semua pun okay.
Oh.
Kau jealous tu lah kau cakap siapa yang dia
Oh,
cantik.
that's so
Kau jealous
very
lah.
positive.
No,
That's
not
good.
jealous of that.
Kalau saya senangis sudah.
Iya. Nice oh. Dia rugi juga tuh dia no.
I don't know, man.
I don't know deep inside lah.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Salah eja ada kah? Yang kamu have to cover up?
Salah eja.
Because ini barang kan saya sudah nampak macam di Pinterest.
Iya ya.
Di
Yang no regrets.
No
No
regrets. Ini
John
biniging
Bovi.
gitu.
In the beginning.
Biningging. Dia buat
Ayo.
scriptures bah, tapi in the biningging. No.
I guess we good. Anything kamu mau cerita yang always in here yang mau kasih keluar about anything about tattooing that you wish the public to know.
You saya nyanyi ni.
Terbalik tu ah.
Lah.
You need to talk where the
Astaga, dari tadi lagi saya terjalan
Bunyi
macam
okey ke
ni.
tadi? Ha.
Oke juga.
Sebelum menyeberang kali dia.
Dia ngangam di itu button di
Oh,
atas dia.
sio.
The diaphragm.
Sio. For me, I think if anyone like this one, I will speak to like generally lah, in this industry, who wants to be in this industry or has an interest in this industry, that it's never too late to start, something like tattooing or anything lah that someone wants for their goals, or they've always wanted to do something that they want, not forced to be working in something that they don't like. Because like with me, I started at 24, I think, and I thought like, like lambat also, cause like most of my friends macam early, so I felt like a bit like of an outcast, truthfully. But then I realized if you push yourself and you're resilient and you're persistent in what you want, you can achieve it. So I always say like to my friends who just started or like got like some apprentice, I just say if you really want it, you gotta work hard for it, and you got to prepare yourself being broke, which is one of the parts. But in the end, you will see the fruits of it. You just need to, but also enjoy it. Enjoy exploring different types of art, because at the end you will form your own style, your own approach, and yeah lah, just don't stop lah. Always be curious, always continue learning, always be hungry for it. Yeah, that's what I would say.
I second that. I second that. I started at 31. So
Are you the
yeah.
motivator of the group?
I
yeah,
don't
she
know.
is. She is.
Usually, she's like the sister we
She's
never.
like the go-to.
When he's
Thanks, guys.
drunk,
Oh, yeah. Like if she's drunk, the best. You know.
The microphone comes.
Salah bah minuman kamu ni.
Ya salah, patut ada stout benih. Kalau ada stout nih banyak di cakap nih, betul.
I actually have one question yang saya lupa mau tanya.
Okay.
That can be the closing. Tadi tu yang what you want people to know, but I guess this is much more important. Yan, you have kids.
Yes, I do.
Anyone else yang ada anak?
Rin?
How do you cope with this job? This is creative. It drains you
Yes.
creatively, sometimes spiritually, emotionally. Then you go home, tengok anak, and you have to be strong lagi. And you have to be mama, mama ni, mama tu,
Yeah,
mama ni.
yeah.
How?
For
How do
me,
you do it?
For me, it's of course it's tiring. Like drain you a lot, lah kan. You know, you have to like work long hours and like despite working and then all these critics or whatever, you know. But I think in my point of view, if I go back home, my kids are the one who gives me motivations to, you know, keep working, you know, keep going forward, you know. I think it's the complete opposite of what you said.
Yeah.
Of course it's tiring lah. Mommy, I want this. Mommy ba.
Yes,
But
at times.
but that's the reward that I get for working hard, that I can provide for them. I want a future for them as a mother, especially someone who started late in the tattooing industry. Yeah, my kids are the biggest motivation. They're my therapy sometimes. Yeah, it's hard work. It's hard work. I can't deny that it's hard work, but I don't know. I think that's just it. That is it lah for being a mother for me. For you.
Sangat positif.
Yeah,
really positive.
it is
You know,
actually.
some people they say like have kids when you're ready. I mean, yeah, it's true,
I mean,
but like
in some ways, yeah.
When are you ready?
Yeah, but
Yes,
yeah, the
when?
question is yeah.
Yeah.
And like for my story is like my life is harder before having kids.
Yes.
Yeah, before. So the kids is like she said the biggest motivation for me to work like harder.
Yes.
So instead of thinking they are a burden, actually they are the one who push me very
Yes,
hard
true.
to work extra hard.
True.
Yeah, in a good way. I
Yeah.
mean, and when you go home after working with arts the whole day,
Mm-hmm.
you go home to them. You know, it's different story.
It's
it's
completely
like
switched.
an escape from work.
Yes.
Yeah. So
True.
yeah, very
That's-
hard to
yeah.
explain, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
It's
her.
your
Like-
why lah.
Yeah, because if you do like the same thing
Every
every day,
day.
you're gonna feel stuck. But if you have kids, you have different story at work, different story at home.
home, yeah.
So that's how we look at it. So it's like an escape from work.
It's like
for a while.
multitasking at
Yeah.
its best. Yeah, multitasking with work and kids, being a wife.
Hey,
or
sometimes they follow
like
us
that.
here.
Yeah, we always bring our kids here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the
It's like part-time nursery as well.
yeah, very cozy.
So
very
the one who's taking
kids-friendly,
care is
yeah.
either Pian, Mira,
Yeah, or
Brenda, or Yuyu.
whoever available.
Yeah,
But
they
I
will
love
like
their kids, so I don't mind, you know, taking care for them.
And they love the same thing as we do, you know, drawing,
Yeah.
arts. They are very, very
Yes.
creative kids. So
Sounds like kamu ada cheat code. Like
code.
to motivate kamu punya
Ada
diri
cheat
ni.
code.
yeah, it's like
Saya
that
kan yang
lah.
tidak anak ni apa lah kamu buat? Takkan minta Mira saja motivate me please.
Si Brenda lah, sada kucing.
Why? Yeah. How can you
Kucing
stay
seanak, sir.
here for this long? Apa yang push kau untuk buat ni?
Mira lah. Kau punya suara.
Potong markah. Okay, wakil.
Question again?
What motivates you?
What motivates you? Like how do you keep on going? I mean, kau bilang there are times yang you broke gitu.
Yeah, for me is I've always wanted to be independent. I've always wanted a career that I really like and not like a 9 to 5 type of job. And I already set this mind. I think like since I was in high school, but then I think that's why the reason I didn't do landscape architecture is because of a lot of rules, which I don't like. But the motivation for me also is I want to be the best that I can be for myself. And
Let's specify that.
I want, okay.
Kau bangun pagi, that one thing yang make you want to go mandi and go to work. What is that one thing?
Good question, no.
Apa ba saya buat ni?
God damn, that's
What
a good
have I
question.
got myself into? But kau bangun juga.
Yeah.
That one thing.
Why I wake up to go to work.
Yeah, what motivates you?
What motivates you?
I think like my team, I like spending time with them, but also yeah, at work I can do more of my work, like I baca buku ka, like the motifs, or I draw, because at home I rest. Yeah, it's time
look
for me
forward for
to
this?
rest. Sorry?
You look forward for this?
You look forward
To
to come
spend
to the
time with your
studio.
team, to read, catch up
Yeah.
on
It
these
makes me want to
knowledges.
work lah, like makes me more motivated to work, because if I'm just home, I feel like it's like my emotions are up and down lah, like it's like ups and downs, you know, but at the end of the day I have to be strong for myself also, but my team also makes me strong also, like when I talk to them or things like that. Yeah.
I cry.
It's true, it's true.
But it's true.
I think like sometimes I feel I like working in a team lah, because I still feel like I'm learning ba. So if sometimes I don't know anything kan, like certain designs, I will ask like, oh, what needle you use, what voltage you use, how do you do this color. So that's why I like to gain what information or like learning from them. Yeah, I think that's the fun
We learn
part.
from each other.
Yeah, we learn from each other constantly.
Constantly.
Same
It's a never stop learning process. Like in
Yeah.
tattooing, you will always learn something. And then to be with friends, it's the
Yes.
biggest privilege we have.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
We motivate each other also.
Yeah. Even
Like sometimes they're like insecure with certain designs kan, and then we ask,
we ask.
okay kan?
Yeah, I always go to
Yeah.
I always go to them.
Yeah, so it's
Do
like,
they say your design sucks?
Yes, I mean, in a not
we don't say like,
it
oh,
sucks.
like, yeah, we don't.
maybe you can you know you can do this.
Yeah.
change this.
That's what makes them a great team for me. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm new at this tattooing thing, at this career, so I constantly ask for like, you know, tips and tricks and all of this knowledge kan. They always approach me in a way that I feel welcome. They don't degrade me in some ways because I'm a rookie. All that they taught me well, soft spoken, and yeah, I think that is also one of the
we
reason for
approach it
me,
differently lah.
you know, give me motivation to come to the studio. It's
Okay.
because of the team as well. Yeah, oh my God, Mira, yes.
Itu mic kasih ni dua dulu.
Okay.
Kenapa tu? Kenapa tu?
Macam yang saya nervous sama bercakap begini.
The two of you, kamu rasa kamu mau stay in this team? And why?
Of course, because sometimes cuma nak macam apa, saya sudah bisa bekerja sama dorang, which is positif. Lepas tu Mira selalu cheer saya up, dia bagi motivation macam tu. Ini yang betul-betul lah, bukan saya buat-buat. Macam mana? Lagipun saya baru je masuk sini kan, jadi saya rasa macam okay lah. untuk
Tapi kau kenal
bekerja
orang
sama.
lama so kan?
tapi kawan-kawan begitu saja lah.
Kalau lah dirang ni tidak wujud, kau akan berkawan sama siapa? Adakah top of your head now?
Siapa?
Dia cari orang siapa.
Iya bingung saya. Macam
If you need
saya
more than 3
banyak
seconds, then you guys are safe lah.
Ya, saya banyak juga kawan bah, tapi itulah dorang jauh-jauh sana, ada yang di seberang, ada yang di laut begitu.
Would you go seberang for them?
I think kalau worth it pergilah kan.
Would you go the seberang for them?
Oh, actually I did because last year saya bekerja di Penang.
Really?
Yeah, and
You
then
come
I
back
go
for this?
Yeah, I go.
This
go back
bunch?
for goods. Yeah,
Validation.
yeah, for goods. For goods. Chill lah.
Akan naik gaji?
Gaji
You're welcome.
It depends. Very feel welcome. Sebab macam hilang ko punya kota yang sebelah mana kan barat ko punya sebelah tapi hilang tiba-tiba bila kau masuk ni lah tempat kerja macam gini kan.
Apa itu? Apa yang berat nih? Coba.
Positivity begitu bah sebab
No, yang kau bilang berat. And then kau jumpa
sebelum ni saya
orang
bekerja
jadi
di manufacturing punya, dia sangat berat.
So the berat is apa itu?
Dari
Stress.
segi mental begitu macam tu.
So kalau kau kerja sini,
Okay, saya mau expose juga lah pasal kerja lama saya sebab macam kalau saya expose kan udahlah, saya suka saya lah kerja sini begitu.
it's safe to say you're in a good place lah now.
Saya tak kisah lah apa orang macam sama saya. Yang penting saya buat yang terbaik untuk ni kedai begitu.
Ya, itu yang saya gregetan. Sangat hero remaja.
Ya,
Undila 86 333.
Nervous macam yang media prima lagi tuh sedang bercakap sama saya sekarang. Begitu masih rasa yang gini bibirku bisa kau.
I saw that.
Kontrol lah. Kau tidak dapat kontrol. Kau mau coba cool kan? Makin lekot tahu. Ya celah kau. Kalau kau baru yang sedikit
Relax, Ma. Ya, Pian,
Apa itu?
would you want to stay with this team and why?
So, mungkin previously saya punya kerja fail, perjalanan saya fail, so bila saya di sini saya mau kasih bukti parents saya, bukan sebelum ni saya fail in tattooing, I will be do the best for them lah.
Ya, macam improvement
Ya,
lah begitu.
improvement lah. Sebab dia orang bilang tattooing ni macam pungut hutang, dia bilang macam penjahat bah. Begitulah. Tidak juga. Kalau dulu lah, perception orang kan begitu dong, nampak tattoo ni macam orang jahat, dia bilang begitu. Jadi bukan orang jahat, ya.
The perception yang what they think about
Judgmentalnya beliau kan.
Stereotyping tattoo.
Siapa yang cakap tuh?
Adalah orang-orang tua
Oh,
kan yang
bukan dia parents lah.
bukan parents lah. Tapi punya parents pun tidak accept juga lah saya datang, tapi lama-lama dong oke juga lah.
Kejap, kau murut kan?
Ya, saya mau.
dulu murid ada tattoo
Anyway.
juga.
Ya.
Dengan kau punya mission untuk kasih bukti orang yang kau mau quote on quote berjaya.
Ya, gitu.
Is this bunch helping?
Ya,
ini
it's
geng kau
helping.
ni?
It's helping because dulu saya suka art, tapi bila saya belajar masuk college, bukan masuk macam college lah kan macam tu. Saya lain benda saya belajar, tapi saya tidak dapat cope tu benda. Bila in arts, I love the apalah semua yang saya suka begitu. Art is macam bagi saya, ya, saya selesa. Saya rasa this is my thing, bukan yang dulu parents saya tahu saya suka art. Dong tidak dong tidak paham dong punya apa minat dong. Oh mesti begini-gini, and then kau mesti kerjaan lah apalah. Mostly hospital ke apakah gitu lah, polis lah apa.
Ada kamu yang kena offer kerja-kerjaan kah?
Saya ada juga.
Saya dapat RTM.
Saya pun pernah juga jadi bomba, tapi kau tengoklah physical kurus.
Dia kalah kurus.
Kadang-kadang physical juga. See, bila kita tattooing nih, kau buruk ke apakah oke juga.
Kau ketawa dia.
Oh shit, that's funny. That's funny.
Dada pasti lepas.
Ya, dada pun dia lepas sudah kau buka baju. Cuma
But Pian said a good point also
Yeah.
about like proving family. Like mine kan, my family is quite traditional in terms of work. So it's always like ya lah. But also yang you said the motivation kan is actually to prove my parents also that my decision to take up tattooing is what lah, my motivation to prove them wrong. Yeah.
True. That one.
Because and also not only my parents but my other family also, because they see me like during the early years, like they question why I quit landscape architecture. You can make a lot of money, why you do this, like sayang lah, but I think that what motivates me to work hard and then to prove them that this is a real career is not main-main punya. And it's not like collect hutang lah macam
ya.
along.
Kepada ibu-ibu, bapa-bapa, kami dari Sip Sip Show, we implore you to subscribe to our accounts in our platforms untuk mendengar dirang bercakap and dirang akan prove kamu salah. Okay, sambung.
Yeah, but then after that my parents saw like they cool with it lah.
Oh,
They're
they
happy for-
accepted it already.
They,
Cek.
they are happy for me. They are happy for me where I'm at because I can provide for them also, which is a really good feeling.
But I guess the dynamics now, macam it was hard on my generation. I guess I probably am older. Dirang mesti mau ini, tidak boleh
Ya.
lain.
Ya gitu. Dia macam
That's what happened to us last time lah.
Kalau begitu.
Then slowly when they see, oh anak saya happy pula dia buat ni.
Ya.
But-
That's more important.
That part can only happen like after you prove them wrong lah. Because I think most of us we have the same story where our parents force us to study something else that can make better money and better living. Like for me, I learn engineering. Ini pun engineering. Ini apa architect. You semua lain-lain, not art at all. Even in school, bukan art subject, art stream is like paling hujung punya kelas. So everybody
Yeah.
like
Like
looks
art is
down
like
on art.
no-
Yeah.
No specialty.
Yes. So there's actually in the art scene, nobody ever motivates us to pursue something in art. Yeah, everybody like downgrade arts, even our own parents. Yeah, so I think kan doesn't matter lah in tattooing ka apa ka. I don't think that the parents is the one who choose, because if your child, if like for me lah, if my child are one day kan, if she doesn't like it and I force her kan, it only she's wasting time doing something she wouldn't do in the future. So why waste your time learning something that you don't like, that you don't even want to be, that you don't see in the future you want to be that. Sedangkan you can dari awal belajar ini benda, focus this thing that you're very good at and enhance it and be it.
I mean, in some ways, I think it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
Because my father was a school principal. Yeah, and he grew up in poverty before this. So the only way for him to change the livelihood of his family and his kids are to work as a government servant or as this. He was raised and he was programmed to think that way. So growing up, he always remind me education is important. You must work the best security secure job is with the government, because you will get pensions, you will get this and that, because during their time, you know, they don't have this kind of opportunities, you know. They're still trying to make a living to change their families, you know, generational fortune or whatsoever lah. So I mean, it's you know, our time now, because we already experience something that is so much better than what they used to experience, that it opened up our mind in some ways, saying that, okay, now I realize this. Of course, I should have done this before, because this is what I'm interested in. But because my parents said you must do this, I did not start it early. I have this mindset and all of that. Of course, there's always that regret in our head, in our generation. But it also helps us to, you know, open up our mind in regards to our future generations, to our children, you know, all that. So I think after this, our kids will be more, they will get more freedom in choosing what they want to do,
definitely, like,
what they're
easier.
interested in doing, you know, compared to us back then, where our parents were brainwashed to say, you have to be an engineer, you have to be doctors, you have to be teachers, and all of that for you to succeed in your life, and all that. Yeah, so yeah, it's more of a generational thing. Yeah, and tattooing also back then, you know, they say it was like a symbol of being in a mafia group or in a gangster kind of clan or whatsoever.
It's actually our culture.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
you know, like what we talked about,
Yeah.
to be part of the culture.
I think it happens here in Sabah because we already lose the culture drastically before. Even during my parents' punya time, the culture of like traditional tattooing, like Sabah traditional tattooing,
Macam
it
tiada
doesn't
sudah.
macam tiada apa back then. Only now that we say like, oh, actually these motifs have this blah blah blah, blah
Yeah.
from this
Now
this
we
this.
relearn the history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so relearning.
But also, I
Yeah.
think we kind of open up our parents' minds.
Yes, we
You
are the
know, we are the
generation.
generation that
Yes.
open
The
up
one
their
that-
minds to
yeah.
accept
Yes.
people like us.
Yes,
So when
that's
my
true.
parents see like people with tattoos, they don't like judge.
Yeah,
or
same.
It's like
Yeah, yeah.
normal because their daughter is like filled with
Yeah.
tattoos.
Like I had my first tattoo, my mom cried, man.
Bukan pasal kau tattoo ada tattoo, kau berubah jadi someone else. Kau still the same juga, cuma kau ada arts jadi badan kau. So dia lebih judge lah kau ni
Yeah.
tattoo terus kau macam dia ni orang jahat gitu.
Yeah, and I still find people like that
Sama
also.
sama ada klien juga lah, dia cakap bagus lagi saya spend tattoo and then saya galakkan anak saya buat tattoo daripada dia spend beli benda macam drugs kah begitu. Sama begitu lagi bagus kan. Ya.
Starting to
Ya, dia open up dah.
Even ada yang datang, you know, parents sama
Parents.
dorang punya anak.
Yes.
Yeah.
God also give them as a birthday
Yeah.
gift.
The father paid for the first tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We met like a lot of
Yeah.
story like
Very
that.
cool parents. Yeah.
Oh, and the oldest person that I do is like on her 70s or something kan. She did it with all of her daughters. It's like matching tattoos. It's very sweet.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That's nice.
And the mom is the strongest.
Okay, saya mau cari pasal sikit.
Okay.
We have time.
144.
Two. Okay, last. This is to prepare yourself from haters lah. Alah, kamu senang lah cakap. Kamu sudah buat begini. Parents kamu ada kerja macam tu. Lepas tu kamu ada rupa, bolehlah buat bisnes, boleh berjaya. Kami macam ni, macam mana mau survive? How do you deal with people like that? Yang sudah cuba tapi tak boleh. I don't know. I mean, it's just not their luck, I guess. And they just hate you because you guys look like this.
If you were to ask this question 10 years ago, I would go maniac. I would go like, kau gimana, kamu sana apa? Kau ingat saya tidak begini-gini kau. But for now, I think I would understand their point of view, their perspective, because I've been there. I've been
We've been
young.
there. Yeah.
You know, we've been through that struggles before. Even though people don't see the struggle, they only see the end product of it. You know, they only see us.
They don't see the behind the
they don't
scenes.
see the behind the
They
scene and
only
all
see
that.
what we wanna see.
I mean, during those
Yeah.
struggles, I'm sure all of us in some ways felt that way also. Because being a female tattooist also, during their apprenticeship days, they see this, oh, these men are like dominant, you know. easy lah for them because it's a tattoo industry full of men. You know, in some ways we
It might turn sexual juga kan. Alah, kamu tunjuk sikit pun orang sudah suka.
yeah,
The
it's
Okay.
mindfuck kan. But yeah,
I think one thing
one thing.
ano apa ni
I don't know why.
apa ni they actually kan it's never easy for us as well, and
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't know that. Even like Miss Gift juga dulu, wah so lucky band baru then
Sebab dia
dapat show
perempuan
sana
sih,
sini
betul,
just
dapat
because of your
show.
looks, yeah. But they only see that, they only see your, you know, success,
Your good
kanang
side.
the good side, but they didn't see that the struggle we do. I don't want to explain the specific, but the struggle that we went through is like the biggest sacrifice we have to do.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing. I mean, even in tattooing, it took me 9 years to go here. It's not easy. 9 years is not a short time.
Yeah.
Kau klik komen boleh lah, senang.
Yeah, komen senang saja, tapi the struggle, yeah.
Orang tidak nampak yang time apprentice sa cuci tandas.
Yeah.
They don't see
Yang
the
they see,
janitor days.
yeah,
Yeah.
they see like wah glamorous so kan tattoo artis.
But I bet if
Yeah.
even if they saw that kan, they would like tutup mata ni. No, I didn't see that. I only see this.
But
Even
I
if
don't
they
know
knew
lah.
that.
But they don't see the, you know, you question yourself a lot in this industry in the beginning. I still question sometimes, but I'm more secure now lah. But back then it's like, struggle lah actually, because
Hustle.
when you're not financially stable,
True.
it's very hard, and then it's very hard to go somewhere or buy. I only got my machines like, I don't know, like maybe after 1 year. I think after 1 year I got my own machine. Yeah, so to kumpul that money also was like hard work and stuff. I
true.
think it's all depending on you. You want to work hard lah. Orang lain pun susah.
And then the
Yeah.
early days in tattooing is not as glamorous as you see, you know. As you, people nowadays kan, they went to Instagram, they see you, they see your life, they want to be like you, they think it's easy, but they don't see our janitor days, our
Janitor
days where
days.
everybody like has the right to, you know,
Step
on you,
Step
Yeah.
on your head and shit
yeah,
on it.
because they want to see you really want it. Do you have the thing to be a tattoo
Yeah, what
artist?
it
Yeah.
takes lah.
Do you have what it takes? So
Yeah.
to prove them, you have to, you know, do all sort of
Toughen
things.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
to toughen up. And
But
then
but in a way also like I don't complain it lah, because
Yeah.
it does build your character.
it works. I
Yeah,
mean, it works
I
for
don't.
us.
I have no regrets
Yeah.
with my.
So this is a result of years and years of
Yeah.
Struggle.
cuci toilet, kena pijak,
Mom.
beli
Kena
makan,
teriak-teriak.
tapau-tapau.
Si mati lalat.
Kasih matilah.
Yeah, serious. Nyamuk pun macam tu, yuk.
Yok, lalat yok. Yeah.
Of crying.
But I think sometimes kan, when at this age lah, when people say like that kan, I try my best to think in their point of view, you know, like they said kamu senang lah begini, saya susah. Oh, I always think like, oh mungkin dia memang betul-betul susah, and maybe tiada orang keliling dia yang give him motivation to do like, you can do this, you can do that. There's not enough support. That's why all the hatred kan diorang lepas sama someone who already accomplished it, like them, you know, like us. No lah, not me lah, like these girls lah. No, so I wouldn't bash them too much lah for me.
So kita penggulungan. I guess we go on now lah. Last words, apa message mau kasih to the public, to your friends and families? Apa yang kamu mau promote? If there's anything, ada Valentine's Day promotion.
Apa saja. Saya. Oh, bagi rating saya lah kan, review tu di di Google kami itu saja. Oh,
Macam mana mau cari kamu?
di Google. Beli bagi
Oh.
review untuk Rusty Cake lah.
Okay. Saya jumpa tadi.
Review awal-awal yang belum.
Oh ya kah? Belum. Boleh lah.
Saya pengajar le bang.
Are your customers people yang review atau dia pandai lupa?
Customer juga lah.
So maybe yang customers yang lupa review tu
Oh ya.
minta tolong review lah.
Si Pian tuh suka minta review kami karena bad review beberapa kali.
Iya, tuh kalau cerita juga
Because
Okay, I take the mic lah. I want to take this time to say sorry.
tuh. Iya.
Oh, we have like this problem with timing, but
oh okay.
yeah, so itu sejalan. Tapi I'm glad we're
Is it something you're working on?
of course we do like
It's
every
something
day.
they're working on,
Yeah.
Iya.
But yeah, itulah tuh. Oh, I mean, this is why Pian always like ask people to give like review on Google because like few bad review.
Yang jujur punya sebenarnya.
Ya, to improve the shop juga.
We always
Yeah.
try to improve.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are trying, you know. We don't just see the bad review and do nothing about it. Actually,
Yeah, we take it into account.
Series.
yeah, like as in timing.
Hmm.
But sometimes they give like bad review because they don't get the tattoo from us because we don't have that time to do the tattoo, so they leave like very low review or
Okay.
or we don't.
I guess that's something to be looked into lah.
Yeah, the timing lah. Kayak
Susah mau bercakap tu because these are creative people.
Yeah, I'm glad you understand that.
Sama
Kayak desain sampai tengah malam.
Iya.
Yeah, sometimes till 5
Yeah, this one they don't see.
Yeah.
We work.
Don't see that part.
We work
Ah,
till
tuh
5
lalat.
a.m. and then
Mati
come
tuh
to
lalat
work.
di atas.
Yeah.
Kamu start pukul 8 tapi kreatif block.
Yeah.
Betul? Ada lagi Pian?
Saya perintis, so kalau mau buat tattoo saya punya price ada apa tuh? Low lah juga. Untuk saya punya
So kepada yang mau murah carilah Pian.
ya
Betul?
kalau mau bukan mau murah dia for practice and then pay lah.
Oh,
For
yalah,
my
yalah.
apa nih? Portfolio.
Di mana orang boleh tengok kau punya kerja?
Di Instagram kami ada satu page kasih cake. Di situ ada dia punya link lah setiap artis tuh. Yang saya punya link Happyan san. Ya, Happyan dia. Happyan lah, sorry. Kita balik lagi.
Yan?
Nah, itu saja lah.
I just want to say kan sebab I'm very new, I'm a rookie. I just want to say thank you to all my clients yang all these years datang and trusted me with their skins and gave me the opportunity to grow and learn through their skin as well. And yeah, I hope that more people are into traditional, old school traditional, American traditional because I love doing that. So I really hope more people come to me and ask me for like, hey, can you do this kind of design, all that. It would make me so happy to have clients like that. But of course, thank you to everybody who have been supporting me throughout this journey, and I hope for more years to come. You know, yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, thank you for. We say like
Thank you.
thank you for all the. I mean, apa nih? Yang ending kenapa?
Yeah,
Penggulungan.
Oh.
Anything lah. Thank you
I just
pun
want-
ngam juga.
yeah, thank you for your team like coming here. And
the opportunity.
give us opportunity to
a platform
talk.
to talk.
Yeah. Even though we're awkward and Brenda only give breath. But she's shy like that.
But
memang
she's
normal,
talented.
Yeah. She's very talented. Yeah. So thank you to you guys. And thank you like to all my clients as well. Without you guys, it's macam yang di Academy Fantasy.
Manager pencet.
Ada yang tersingkir gak nih? Brenda.
Linda Nanu.
Dia oke aja. Cukup thank you dulu sekali aja. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Jap, saya tidak tahu apa saya mau cakap tapi
Thank you for cartilages.
Yeah.
cartilage ya. Okay, thank you untuk Sip Show sebab thanks for your kamu punya masalah
thank
yang
you.
kamu datang di
Yeah,
sini
thank
nih kan.
Thank you kamu.
Bersas saja. Tidak. Lepas tu apa? Saya tolong promote kamu lah. Jangan lupa
Aku tolong
follow.
cakap sama bini saya.
Okay. Dia anu bani actually. Dia apa? Dia buat interview. Ni kan artis-artis yang susah sikit kau mau jumpa. Jadi kalau dia lambat pitches tu, kami minta sorry lah sebab unexpected bah dorang bilang kan begitu. Ada juga dia sembahyang tadi di belakang sana. Cuma tidak tu ashes saja. Ya, lepas tu thank you juga semua lah kamu kasih senang saya punya apa sikit supaya saya dapat bercabar sebab saya ni pun teruk je pemalas lah, kecuali ada
Tapi
abang.
nanti kita bikin satu episode sama kau.
Tapi romantis so main gitar kan. Walaupun ya tu gitar sumbang kau tune juga. Okay. Jangan lupa follow lah tu Sip Sip Show. Like
yes.
apa.
Tolong follow.
Ya. Sebab dia ada tu shock tu kalau kamu.
Ya kan, syok kalau ya kan.
Dia yang search.
Kau tengok nanti.
Ya.
Kasih komen lah.
Saya tolong kamu lah. Okay. Itu je sama cap. Kau lagi cap.
Sudah,
Sikit je satu kali.
Thank you for those people who was in the beginning of my career, which is my friends and my family, and my parents also, who were willing to give me like the confidence lah to what. Cause my mom yang beli kulit babi for me to tattoo on dulu.
Really?
Yes, bau.
Itu
But the gesture that she showed kan is like it really touches my heart lah. So and also to my clients that helped me build my portfolio and making me better as an artist, and also to my teammates for pushing me to be the best that I can be.
Right back at ya.
And thank you to you guys also.
Okay, Pak.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you Sip Sip Show.
Subscribe and like. Yeah, subscribe and like.
Tengok siapa?
Tengok siapa? Nanti kan kau si tengok pada dari tadi. Siapa?
Kita boleh settle lah kan? So you guys can watch this tengok ini kamera. So this has been the Sip Sip Show. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Check us out in Spotify, YouTube, TikTok. Hopefully saya rajin to I upload in IG and Facebook. Panjang. We are asking for support not because kami mau famous ke, we're not famous. We are all beruban hati muda, amat muda. Saya I feel like it's more of an obligation towards Sabah documentation of our local history, and these people are giving their best in their areas yang dirang power lah, and you just witness one of the most promising game-changing people in the scene. Do learn from this whatever you can learn. Ada yang bagus, ada yang tidak bagus, and kita sama-sama belajar lah. I mean, I learned a lot today, on cast and off cast, and tu sajalah. Ate Ahmad. So okay lah, bye, ciao. Thanks you guys.
Thank you Sip Sip.
Plastic cake tattoos.